Truth Frequency Radio.
Good morning, TFR.
Good morning.
Hi, this is Alan. I like Ironworx because it's where everybody knows your name, and they're always glad you came.
I love Ironworx with Josh, Walt and Zach. It's like sitting in your front room having a cosy chat with your best friends.
Hi, it's Diva here, and I just want you to know that Ironworx with Josh, Walt and Zach, it's definitely my favourite dose of reality. Come join the family and keep it flat.
Why sleep in when you could get your dose of iron in the morning? Listen to the Ironworx on TFR.
This is Enlightened Dawn. Roses are red, violets are blue. Iron Realm Media is the best on the planet. To this show, I will forever be true. You guys are truly the best, and I love you guys. I'm so thankful to have you in my life.
Do you like listening to space letters from Never a Straight Answer? Then tune in to The Ironworx with Zach, Walter, and Josh. Break clear of the fear on The Ironworx and become an Iron Scout.
Walt and Zach, it's definitely my favourite dose of reality. Come join the family and keep it flat.
Why sleep in when you could get your dose of iron in the morning? Listen to the Ironworx.
That was weird.
On TFR.
Thank God it's Friday.
Yeah, no kidding. Thank God it's Friday. And a TGIF to you all. Welcome to the Ironworx, right here on Truth Frequency Radio, TFRlive.com. Holy cow. Waiting for it. There. We're all set up. Happy Friday, everybody. If you're watching your screen, you might see an additional little icon that you've not seen in quite some time. So I want everybody to welcome our good friend Walter Johnson to the show. Welcome to the Ironworx, Walt.
It's good to be here. Good to be here. Good morning, everybody. I missed you guys terribly. It's good to see y'all. I didn't even want to type in chat yet to spoil the surprise. But yeah, I'm here. It is Friday, my dudes. I've been away a minute and definitely missed all you guys. It's been such a slow process for me, and I'm still doing things. I had an appointment about 3 days back, I guess, something like that. Yeah, Tuesday. So, just doing it, man, getting things done. Let me think, what else has changed? Oh, we're minus the cat. She has moved to Haley's now, so I'm down to 3. Anybody wants one, let me know, because my God, they're getting big and there's nothing on any flat surface in my house. There's a table, they knock it off. It's not just a meme.
No, it's not.
It is so good hearing your voice back on the show, Walt.
It's good to be back. Good to be back.
We definitely missed you.
Yes, we
I've
did.
been missing y'all.
So how about
And
you,
then the
Zach?
holidays also has made it crazy. Sorry, yeah, go right ahead, Zach. How have you been, buddy?
I'm doing all right. Can't complain. It's been raining here the last couple of days. It's nice. It's like 70 degrees, but just lots of rain, which we really need. Haven't seen the creek that low out back yet, so it's filling back up. we definitely needed a little bit of moisture around this area. But besides that, no, just researching, and yeah, it's been getting back into the groove of my research, and it'd gone stale there for a while, but that happens, goes in cycles.
Yes, it does.
How about you, Josh? How was your week?
Well, it was bittersweet, I guess, is about the only way I could describe it. It's the way I had to describe it to my mother. Turns out we had to put Mom in a nursing home yesterday. Yesterday, the ambulance came and picked her up from the hospital and took her off to her new home. And again, bittersweet. She needs 24-hour care, and there's just nobody around that can give it to her. She'll be able to be socialized and all that good stuff. So it's tough, but also needed. So bittersweet was about the best word I could come up with. A lot of processing, I think. A lot of mourning the woman that she was that's not there anymore. That's a little tough.
Yeah.
My dad is now an octogenarian, which is he turned 80 recently. So that's been tough for me to handle. Probably tougher for me than it was for him.
Yeah, he sounds like an awesome guy. Like, I bet to him 80 is just a number, right?
More than likely. He's just getting old. Yeah.
Just getting started. Or settled in.
Yeah, he's going in for a procedure soon to help with his atrial fibrillation on his heart. And it's called an ablation, where I guess they go in through a vein down by the groin and then feed this little what's it straight up into his heart and fire a bunch of lasers and shit and fix his atrial fibrillation and pull the what's it right back out and call it done. I don't know.
Yeah, they're pretty good at doing this kind of stuff nowadays. My mom's had a couple of them. They didn't go all the way to her heart, but she had like blockages up near her shoulders. And they went in through her, through her groin area. Yeah, it's weird how they do it, but
that's like the most out of the way route you would think to take.
Yeah.
But yeah. Like you said, I mean, they've got lasers, so you can't go wrong. That's got to be science.
Yeah, he'll be all right.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
But at the bright side, I've spoken to my father, my sister, and my mother all in 1 week. And
wow, when's the last time that happened?
Probably
when you were living
right? Yeah, back when I was 3. But it's probably not terribly far from it to speak to them all at once. Well, all the consecutively like that. Yeah. Probably not too far from it.
Oh, man.
But there are people out there celebrating the upcoming New Year. Some don't, some do.
That's right. I forgot that was happening.
Happy end of December. Yay.
Hey, December's over. Here comes January.
Woohoo!
What's up, Allie?
Yeah.
I see you.
Yeah, New Year's just doesn't do it for me anymore.
And in spring,
I used to get excited and drink. Do they still? I mean, these younger people, they're so different than when we were that age.
I would think so.
Do they?
No, it's a symbol of white man control over time. You can't celebrate New Year's anymore. Like that.
Time is just a societal construct.
I figure they'd find something to protest about.
That's what I'm saying. There's something wrong about it somewhere. I give up at this point. I just do me. That's kind of where I'm at. I'll quietly shake my head, but to butt heads with people over there, misunderstanding of their world just is kind of not even worth it at this point. I have way too many things I need to spend energy on. If they haven't gotten it by now, then either they will or they won't.
Yeah, that's about how I see it too. Either they will or they won't. I'm just going to keep on trudging forward. They can either catch up or turn around and go the other way. I don't really care.
Yup.
But in the springtime, I don't feel that urge to want to just get totally shit-faced. I mean, the real New Year, I think, would be celebration enough. Just enjoying the new year as it comes and springs to life, I think, is celebration enough.
So have you guys seen all the space stuff going on in the news over the last 24 hours?
A little bit. Psych? No. I know there's a lot going on now.
Has it stepped up this latest news cycle?
Apparently.
They're saying that they don't, because Pluto was made not a planet back in 2006, right?
Mm-hmm.
Something like that.
So the knowledge of this near hopeless case that recently prompted a group of scientists to apparently throw up their hands and give their go for broke and demand, screw it. We don't just want Pluto back. We want another 50 goddamn planets added to the list. That's what it says in this article.
That's
they have it quoted.
Gotta be a Babylon Bee style bullshit. I cannot imagine someone let that out as an actual representative quote.
Yeah, I know, and it's in quotation marks, but they don't say who said it.
That's a cool thing to do.
Well, isn't this from like Gizmodo or one of those sites? No, the AV Club.
Yeah,
basically
a planet, by their definition, is any geologically active body in space, which would not only rope Pluto back into the fold, but also moons like Europa and Titan, as well as the asteroid series.
Bless you.
So it would add about 150 new planets. But yeah, this is an AV club. It doesn't even say who is saying this stuff. This is bad. This is just really bad. This isn't even lettuce. It's like salad dressing.
So,
but the
sorry,
go ahead.
No, you go ahead.
Did you see the James Webb Telescope stuff?
I mean,
I saw that it was happening.
It takes 5 days to open up its
the dome,
its lenses, the shield. It has a sun shield, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it takes 5 days to open up this sun shield.
So, is there a point to it? Is there a reason it takes 5 days? I mean, couldn't they step it down and make it take 10 days? I mean,
they could
make it go slower. So why couldn't you step it up and make it take 2.5 days?
Well, I mean, having just had my eyes dilated for an eye exam yesterday, I'm going to say that that's probably part of it. I mean, when you suddenly throw bright light at a very sensitive optical,
but if it's
sensitive
taking it
sensor type,
but anything longer than 24 hours, what's the fucking point? You can't make it go slower than the sun coming around. It's going to come at the same speed. You do it twice, I guess, or 5 times, but that's not going to slow the amount of light. You're just doing it 5 times in a row.
It says, to see into the infrared requires protection from the sun's heat, making large and hard to deploy sun shields essential. So you're
Is it
what?
really heavy?
1.5 million miles from Earth. So you're 92 million miles away from the sun. And they're worrying about the heat. Didn't they just send something that touched the sun and said it was fine?
Yep.
I saw a video.
Right into
Sure
the
did.
corona. Into the corona of the sun, where it's
It was
a
2
million
million
degrees.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. 1.5 million kilometers from Earth. There's little margin for and what happens if there is something wrong with it? I thought for sure that they would have sent this thing up to low Earth orbit first. Tested it out and made sure that, no wires came jiggling loose in the launch and all that kind of stuff. And then, Hubble did, right? Hubble messed up right away. They had to go up to Hubble and fix it. Yeah, this is bad storytelling.
Might as well be walking on the sun.
Oh my goodness.
Good morning, Angela.
Sorry, what?
I was just telling Angela good morning. I see her there in chat. Good morning to everybody there in chat.
Good
too,
morning
by
to
the
all
way.
of you.
Yes.
I was typing away trying to catch you all. If I missed you, I'm sorry.
There were others that were telling us good morning and hello and how happy they are to hear Walter back with us this morning.
I'm glad to be back. I'll
So
try
it's
to pop
saying
in
that
a little more often now that I'm getting there.
Well, how do you
saying this? Oh, sorry.
I was going to say, how do you stop that momentum though? Once you reach escape velocity, you just press the brakes.
Just coast.
Well, yeah,
Air brakes. Air brakes.
And then what? You just hang out, do a systems check, a go no go. Like, all right, we're all good, and then proceed for another million miles. How do you then build that back up? What's the word I'm looking for? Momentum.
There it is.
So it's like, I guess once you're going, you're just, guess you're going to go. Of course, how it's going to stop at 1,000,000 miles, I'll never know. But I guess that's the magic number. It's designed to go to 1,000,000 miles, turn around and start snapping pics or something. Or just,
that's not even a Lagrange point or anything like that, is it?
I don't think so. It just seemed to be some random round number. They're going to send it out 1,000,000 miles.
Even number.
Just like it was the 1,000,000 degrees for the sun. And just some nice round, even number. Something easy to remember for the masses. So you can remember there at the water cooler when you're sharing your space salad. So if there's anybody out there that's interested, sorry, real quick here, Zach, because we're on the space salad. I wanted to get this out. I was watching a podcast from a guy called Mr. Grow It, and he had a guest on, Dr. Bruce Bugby. And Dr. Bruce is apparently the progenitor, the original chef of space salad, and the stuff that he was doing with trying to get things to grow in growing conditions and growing environments. And it was he who was contacted by NASA to try to get things to start to grow into space. So if you want to go over to Mr. Grow It channel on YouTube, look up his latest release with Dr. Bruce Bugby. And some really interesting little backstory there on the space lettuce that I just happened to run across yesterday.
That guy's got to be old.
He's reasonably old. Yeah, he's
They were doing space letters like in, 2002, something like that, when they started?
Probably earlier than that, I think. Yeah. From the way that it sounded from when they originally contacted him. I think they finally had been trying to get it done on the ISS probably at least as early as 02.
That's too funny. So
Sorry.
yeah, it's saying that this James Webb Telescope, right?
Mm-hmm. What? I think it's a James Webb Space Telescope. I think is the proper name. We got to make sure space is
Okay, now
there.
guys, I have to fact check these things. Apparently, the first crop of red leaf lettuce was grown on the ISS between 2014 and 2016. So they just did this. This is news. Y'all don't understand
No way.
how astounding such an event is. It took them till 2015. I'm rounding it off there to finally get it together and get those seeds sprouted. Oh.
Yeah, it's saying that this.
Never mind
James
those
Webb-
stories we remember from the lab. What was it? Space lab? Damn it. No.
Oh, Star Lab.
No.
No.
Damn it. Skylab.
Skylab. There we go.
Skylab. That's
There
it.
it is.
Space
Star
Lab,
Lab.
Star Lab, Sun Lab,
Sun Lab.
Black Lab.
We
I
gotta
don't
quit
fucking
giving
know.
them ideas. They're gonna have all these up there.
I'm gonna have all this shit flying over our head in a minute.
Yeah, so they're saying that this James Webb Telescope, its operating temperature that it normally operates at is negative 388 degrees Fahrenheit. Can we make anything negative 388 degrees?
Yes.
Can we can make that temperature? I thought negative 273, 0 degrees Kelvin was the coldest.
Kelvin, right? I thought we couldn't even get
or
to
not
Kelvin.
degrees.
Didn't even make it to Kelvin.
Kelvin isn't a degree. It's just Kelvin.
Like it's just Kelvin.
I know that, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was my favorite cartoon growing up.
But yeah, 0 degrees or 0 Kelvin is negative 273. And I didn't think we could get anything colder than negative 273 here on Earth. So how did they even test this thing? I'll double check, but I'm pretty sure we can't make anything that cold.
Well, I mean, once you get it to a certain point, does it really matter?
Well, yeah.
When it's really so cold, it's really cold. Is it? I mean, once you're really cold, I mean, how much colder?
I mean, how'd they even test it?
Hashtag
I just don't
test
get it.
I don't know.
Test it.
Well, yeah, the coldest temperature ever recorded in a lab, achieving a temperature just trillionths of a degree away from absolute zero, which is Kelvin, 0 degree or 0 Kelvin.
That's on Earth.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Well,
but
they had to take it up, you see. They had to build the special laboratory that they could test all this stuff in. So they had to put up that space meth lab. For to test things colder than Kelvin.
They're saying negative 273.15 Celsius. Okay, so yeah, that would be over 273 Fahrenheit for sure. There's a minus 459 degrees Fahrenheit. Okay, I thought it was Fahrenheit, negative 273 Fahrenheit. But they're saying it's actually negative 273 Celsius. That makes 0 Fahrenheit.
Stupid
okay, so
AI.
They can make things that cold. Yeah, there's been so much of this I thought they were going to
In
destroy
Fahrenheit, I'm sorry, I finally found it. It's negative 459.67.
Yeah, and it was
according to
dropping
William
gas
Thompson.
down to
Kelvin. Sorry.
120 meters or something like that. I don't understand the whole drop in the gas making it colder, but whatever. So yeah, they want to declare 150 planets. The AV Club does. Never even heard of the AV Club. James Webb Space Telescope. Just for you, Josh. Yeah, and SpaceX is getting the heat. China hates Elon Musk now. I don't think he's ever going to China. They said that they had to do evasive maneuvers in their space station to avoid being smashed by the Starlink satellites that they just put up there. So China's pissed. They don't like Elon Musk.
Who does, really?
Silly boy.
Just add them to the list of people that don't like Elon Musk. Woo! You're the richest person on earth. Do you really give a fuck? Probably not.
He is just like Tesla, or he is just like Einstein. The guy's not smart. He's not. Listen to him speak.
Wow, listen to that music.
This is the Ironworx, brought to you by Astronomical Units. The newest scent by Kelvin Klein. Stick around, we got the second half of the first half coming up right after this.
The first key to doing better is find out. To change your life, really, you need ideas. There isn't anything an idea can't change. Schoaf taught me the major problem is lack of an idea, not a problem. At first, I didn't have any money. I said to Mr. Schoaf, I don't have any money. He said, that's not a problem. Now, see, up until then, I always thought it was. Right? I was confused. He said, no, the problem is lack of an idea on how to create money and wealth. It isn't lack of money, it's lack of ideas. So if you get the ideas, see, you can change anything. Now, to get ideas, you need a constant study of finding out. Now, Schoaf also said, when you find out something that works, put the information in your journal. Don't use your head for a filing cabinet. Put it in your journal so that you can do the next best thing. Repetition, repetition, repetition. Go over it. And if you repeat it, go over it, sure enough, someday, some mysterious day, the idea takes root, starts to grow, and shows up in your bank account, and your dress, and your personality, and your lifestyle. But capture the ideas in your journal.
Discover the extraordinary powers of intuitive healing with pain transmutation, a method of holistic healing for the human soul, body, mind, and emotions. If you are looking for answers and a deep understanding of how to help yourself and the people around you to live a happier, healthier life, this is the right place for you. Learn how to read your soul's history in the Akashic Records. Remove negative energy attachments from your astral body and start the process of inner and outer pain transmutation. Join Pain Transmutation Community to get started on the path of intuitive healing. Change your energetic state, manifest new and exciting experiences, re-energize your life, and build inspiring connections with others in our community.
If there's something you want to achieve, you can achieve any freaking thing you want as long as you know what the goal is. That's why goal posters or goal boards or even just telling someone what your goals are, writing them down is so important, because once you can identify your goal, it makes it so much easier to work towards it. And that's something that I think our children are not being taught in the school system right now, is how to set a proper goal. It's like, hey, what do you want to achieve? Well, the teacher gave me these things I want to achieve. Okay, well, what's that going to do for you? Well, I don't know. The teacher said I had to do it. Okay, that's great, but it doesn't teach them the logical thought process or the creative thinking process to develop a goal and then reverse engineer what they need to do to accomplish that goal. And we need more of that true goal setting in our society. Otherwise, we just have a bunch of sheep who have no idea what they're doing. They're just bumbling around. Don't be a sheep, be a goat. They're more creative and adventurous anyways. Be an ornery goat.
No hate, no hype, no fear. We are TFR. Frequency Radio.
It's Friday, my dudes.
And welcome back. This is the Ironworx. Yes, Liz, have no sphere is confirmed for tonight. Sorry. I saw you ask earlier and meant to type an affirmation, but forgot to.
Also, Liz, we appreciate the super chat, as always, sending us some sweet hearts. Thank you. And I saw your nice comment about hearing me there on Travis's show. I don't even know what night that was, afternoon, evening. It was so just random, and there it was. And I was like, let me pop on Trav's dating channel and see what he's got going on. So, yeah, I had fun. Allie, it was a good time. A few folks were there. Met some new cool people. I kind of invited them to come hang out with us, so hopefully they will.
Yes, have no sphere is confirmed. I may even do another extend a show just because I don't have anywhere to be this morning. So we may just bounce TFR out at the end of Ironworx and then just continue on for the extended show everywhere else but truthfrequencyradio.com, TFRlive.com. But don't be afraid to stay there and listen because there's always lots of good replays this time of the day with some excellent shows coming up, more than likely on this, a very common celebration date of the New Year.
So just have to ask, is there new stuff going on I missed a memo about there during the breaks? Just trying to get a handle on all the changes I may have missed.
I'm not sure to what you were referring.
Just different types of commercial, almost PSA type things. I don't know, just different. Not the usual.
There are changes afoot. The way I
figured there were. That's why I didn't really want to point them out too much, but they were just stunning to me, like the music weirdness at the top of the hour as we were coming in, and then that first break was new, different. So yeah, I like new and different. That's my favorite. Anyway, sorry, go.
Did you know they're launching the Artemis test rocket here in March?
Oh, the New Year, you mean?
Yeah.
I did not. That was
right around.
Missed that memo.
Yeah, it'll be March 12th. That's the date for Artemis 1's first uncrewed test flight. 26 days, and it's supposed to go, I think, around the moon. Yeah. So this should be interesting. The United States is going to be going around the moon. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They're going to be putting out all kinds of crappy video and stuff for us to be tearing apart here real soon. But yeah, they're planning on Lego has just built or is coming out with some new sets on March 1st, and it's going to
Buy
be the
it,
art.
whatever it is. Buy that in multiples and be ready to retire.
Yeah.
Apparently, that's the new gold is investing in Lego.
But yeah, and they're not cheap either. It's like $150, $125 for a set. They're a lunar rover's coming
Yeah, it's
out.
way
A
beyond
moon
just as a
base
kid.
is coming out.
We're not making kids toys anymore at that point.
Yeah. But yeah, they're supposed to be going up March. Wow, I can't believe they're actually going to even fake this part.
Oh, they'll fake any part. Well, most any part. Like the whole part they won't fake.
No, they'll shoot a rocket up. They'll light the wick and have the rocket go up, and then the rest will be CGI after that. But it's just going to be interesting to see the video that they share, because NASA or China stuff was just horrible. I mean, it was so bad. I think they only showed it once.
I wonder if the Chinese are going to interview their astronauts in their space station. I'm just curious if it's like a common posture for 0G that got to cross your arms in front, but got to have your shoulders pulled way back and you just kind of maintain this one position. And everybody has to do it apparently on the ISS.
You have to kind of cock your leg up a little bit, just a little bit, because of the, it binds there in the crotch. I mean, because of weightlessness.
So
I love how when they're cocked sideways, but their head is still directly up and down. Like their equilibrium knows in their body that their head isn't supposed to be tilted to the side.
Uh-huh.
Oh, it's so bad.
And the hair, and the hair. Oh my God, there was a commercial. What did I see? A commercial, and she had the sprayed hair. Oh man, what was that? Did y'all see it? Have y'all seen that commercial?
No.
I thought
there's a commercial, and they're doing like it's like they're in space, and there's the lady, and she's at her little desk computer doing her spacey stuff, and she's got her hair up in a Medusa do. It's not quite the Medusa, but it's stuck with hairspray. You can see it. They're doing the fake space hair in this commercial. I can't remember what it was. I'll have to go see it.
How could they not have learned? I mean, make the women shave their heads an inch long. It doesn't have to be a buzz cut.
Right.
Yeah. They are a military branch of the military. I mean, come on. It just looks so dumb. And I know most of the people don't pay any attention. 99% of people on Earth will never see any of these videos. But the people that do watch them, just make it a little more realistic. Come on. It can't be that hard. With augmented reality and all this stuff they have now, I don't know if they could do hair on people and make it look real.
Yes.
See, then do that. I don't understand why they're purposefully. I mean, is it part of it? Is it the spell works better when we make it blatantly obvious that we're lying? I don't get it. I would do better than NASA.
I mean, with the ray tracing and graphics that they can produce. I mean, there's a program out there that does nothing but create randomly generated AI human faces. Like not real people. I mean, maybe real people, but it's all just sort of random. So you might create something that looks a lot like somebody else somewhere, but this is all just and you can go through and mold it and model it and change it, and you can design whatever you want. And it looks I just saw a meme this morning, I think, after I woke up, talking about how the CGI Mark Hamill looks more real than the Mark Hamill from the Christmas special. Which I thought was hilarious because it's true. Because they can They can take these people and recreate them, even if you have to adjust the setting and the camera angles and the lighting. But you put them in some shadows. You make it a little bit harder to see. Don't just make everything bright and shiny, bouncing on a fucking spring. I mean, I just watched last night. I was just sort of emotionally exhausted. And Dixie and I crawled into bed at like 7. Not really wanting to focus too much on anything. She just wanted to put something on. I said, I heard Don't Look Up was good. She says, yeah, I just saw that come through my feed too. So she put on Don't Look Up. Didn't like it, didn't care for it. But I'm one of those people that there was a TV show called Mean People or Horrible People or something. But the TV shows where, just sort of the psychopathy and just the narcissism is promoted and highlighted and sort of centerpiece to a lot of the characters. And the narcissism is just so ingrained in sort of part of look at me, I'm fun, I'm sarcastic, I'm quippy because everything's all about me and fuck everybody else and I'll just judge and be mean. And it's just not really my cup of tea. There's so much of that already. I don't really need to see that highlighted on a fucking television show. So when I watched Don't Look Up, it was really the same vibe. Oh, look at all these ignorant people. Yeah, it's just a little too close to home, right? If I'm going to watch television and movies, I need to suspend my disbelief and use that time for its entertainment purposes so my brain can try to shut off just for a moment. I don't need it just mirroring the real life out there. That's why I fucking stay inside, because of all the idiocy. I don't want to flip on this idiot tube and watch more idiots. Be entertaining, not realistic. Anyway, that's my rant for Don't Look Up. And it was so Masonic. There were so many. Yeah. Somebody really needs to break that shit down, because there were so many things that didn't even need to be broken down. Crazy dudes talking about he will proceed through the columns of Joachim and Boaz. I'm like, oh, okay. Gotcha. Just throw that in there randomly with no explanation as to what this guy's talking about, except for the handful of people that know what the fuck he's talking about. Uh-huh. And crazy. The Bash Enterprises, the A is just the truncated pyramid. I mean, all sorts of different weird shit. But it is a movie, so take it for what it's worth. A lot of people really enjoyed it.
That's that new one with Damon. Matt Damon.
No, it was with Leonardo DiCaprio.
Oh, DiCaprio. Okay. I knew it was one of those blonde.
Same difference.
Blonde and bland dudes. Okay, cool deal.
Yep.
Because I saw it go through mine and was like, something should I watch? And then something else came through my news feed going, yeah, steer clear of that. You're wasting your life. You don't need to.
Can you name the movie that Matt Damon and Leo were in the same movie? Name that film. It's actually a good one.
Yeah, Good Will Hunting.
No, Matt Damon wasn't in, or
Leonardo DiCaprio. I don't think
Leo wasn't in that.
Oh no, that was Affleck. The other
Affleck.
I'll stop.
No, The Departed.
That's right. I was about to say, was it that crime noir thing, but I couldn't remember the name of it. There you go.
Yeah, The Departed was actually a pretty good flick, I thought.
Yeah, wasn't he the undercover bad guy?
Yeah.
Posed as a cop?
Yeah, Matt Damon was, and Leo was the good guy playing a bad guy, an undercover cop. Yeah.
Right.
Dating the same chick. So, if you want, you can go spend all your hard-earned slave credits to go live next to Snoop Dogg in the metaverse. Have you seen this yet?
No, but you told me about it.
They're selling land on the metaverse. This is, the whole, you put on the little goggles and you're in a different world now. Metaverse, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, someone spent $450,000 to live next to Snoop Dogg in the metaverse.
Let them.
So here's what I don't understand. So this metaverse this is Robot Boy, Data. I mean, what's his name?
Mark Zuckerberg.
Zuckerberg, yeah. Databerg, whatever. So it's his gig, and he's creating this AR world, and we can all go hang out and do stuff and see things. I got news for you there, Data Droid. We've been there already, and it's like full of Pokemon and apparently Pikmin now. So you're a little late to the fucking game, dude. It's already. I've got like a gym right across from my house here. I play on every day. So yeah, not every day. I really don't play that game anymore. I'm just saying, they can keep their metaverse and Snoop Dogg.
No.
I can go play with Dr. Dre on GTA. I don't need to go live with.
Well, that's what it really is.
Dr.
That's a better description of what it is. It's purchasing land in San Andreas. That's really all you're doing. Somebody is selling you some hard drive space on their computer.
Mm-hmm.
And you're like, all right, cool. I want those bits and blocks that are right next to Snoop Dogg's bits and blocks. That's cool. Here's $500,000 for that little set of bits and blocks. Play stupid games, win stupid
like
prizes.
all this NFT crap that people are doing, and just everybody's jumping on the bandwagon. By the way, you can purchase Walt NFTs at I'm kidding.
You say that we've got some really good digital
artwork
that we've done for our
an
shows.
Ironworx emblem that Josh can design for y'all. We'll sell you one for some NFT money.
Sell you one nothing. We can offer them to any of our patrons.
Right?
For free.
You guys ahead of the game. Be ahead of the game. Oh my gosh.
And have you seen the metaverse avatars?
No.
It looks like Nintendo 64 shit.
Does it look?
They don't even have legs that
the
move.
Me from Wii.
It's like early South Park. The legs don't even move on people.
But I do remember back in the 90s they did have this, where you could go and create this avatar and interact with people virtually. In the 90s, this really is not anything new. This is just an attempt by someone with a larger market share to push the same thing that was being done in the 90s by a very handful of people that had the power, computing power, and wherewithal to sit behind a computer all day pretending to be somebody else on the internet, because that just wasn't the thing to do in the 90s. Now it's the thing to do by everyone.
Yeah, and I would figure
you guys
that
remember Frog? No, stop. Oh, look. Man, Pie Man. What's up? Get out of my head. Oh, that's awesome.
Second Life Voynich nailed it. Second Life. Thank you. That's the one it was too. Yeah, Second Life back in the 90s.
Oh, that's right. I was trying to remember the name of it, and I could not remember it. I was thinking Sims. I'm like, no, that's not it.
Okay, there's 3 like TV programs who have jumped on so far with all this and bought up land and everything and are starting their own metaverse places. Can you guess? They're like TV shows. You think they'd be, the big ones. It's The Walking Dead, which I didn't even know they were still making. Smurfs. I didn't know they were still making that. And the Care Bears. The Care Bears own land on the platform.
So
I didn't know they were still a thing. I thought that had gone away in the 80s.
I figured it'd be like big, newer stuff. No, so I don't know how well this thing's going to really take off. We'll see.
That's connecting that nostalgia for the older people that aren't going to want to get on board with this newfangled technology. If you can start connecting that nostalgia of their youth in with this futuristic technology, it'll lure and entice at least some people back on there. Oh, it's not that bad because look, this is all the shit from my childhood. This is all the things I remember. This triggers happy feelings inside my brain. Yay, metaverse. Thanks. recreate my childhood. Yay.
So yeah, this is going to be, I don't know. I wouldn't say a brave new world.
Are you taking your Soma? That's all I need to know.
But yeah, Ready Player One. Is that the dystopian future they're shooting for now? They realize the whole global climate change bullshit isn't gonna, it's not scaring people enough. There's not enough reality. They've been telling us sea levels are gonna rise since the 90s. But yeah, they're all buying houses on the beach.
Ready Player 12 Monkeys, I think. The combination of the two.
But yeah, I can see them. They're trying to push this as the next. I mean, it is a really good plan. If you wanted to get people locked up in their houses and not leaving, you got to give them something to do.
Yep. If you can't force them to stay home, you distract them to stay home. Give them a set of keys to play with.
And I mean, when World of Warcraft came out, it was just, you're not wearing goggles. You're not in there. You're sitting there looking at your computer, controlling it with a keyboard and mouse. And people were dying because they wouldn't leave their keyboards. I think it was Ben Stein's son pretty much just withered away and died from not eating, or it might have been dehydration. But sitting at the game for days straight, playing World of Warcraft. Imagine what this is going to be doing to these people, especially these younger people. I mean, some people have those super addictive personalities, where they start something and they can't stop. I thought I was bad playing, 16 hours of video games one day, but it messed with my head. Like, I had dreams about that video game to where it didn't even feel like I slept that night. I woke up the next day, I was like, all right, I'm not playing this game today. I was having dreams about Lu Bu coming and attacking me on a horse. It was Dynasty Warriors.
It happened 2 times in my life that I played a game so much, or the design was so well done that I literally dreamed it. And what was really sick is my son, who also was playing the game, also started dreaming about it. And this was like, my God, 2000, 2001. This was whenever the Xbox came out. It was that game, Jet Set Radio Future, if anyone played that. And it was that part down in the sewer where you get lost and you can't figure your fucking way out of that sewer. And dude, we would dream about that shit for like a week trying to figure it out. And finally, in a dream, figured our way out of the fucking sewer. So, hey, tell me they don't control our fucking minds with these things.
Yeah, it's wild. It really is. And I think this one's going to work on a lot of people. This whole metaverse thing. I could see people. I'd like to start a club. No Meta Club or something like that. Just, I will never go into it. As soon as you put on the goggles, you're banned from the club for life. But I'm going to see if I can go my whole life without ever putting or going into the metaverse. I think I can do it. I know I can do it.
So a lot of those addictive personalities tend to stem from a feeling of loss of control in your life, and you're struggling to find a way to exert some control in your life. Yeah, well, you can't tell me what to eat. You can't tell me what to drink. You can't tell me what to do here in this area of my life. This is where I can control what I do. And then you start laying down those neural pathways. So when you take a people who have been controlled heavily for 2 years and you offer them, here's Here's an avatar you can go do whatever the fuck you want with. Have fun. You get to control it however you want. You can go wherever you want in the privacy of your own home. And you get to exert your control that way. So it really is, I think, the timing does not seem to be coincidental. When you have all this control around you, and here they are offering a shiny set of keys for you to play with, to offer you the one thing they've just taken away from you. Here you go. Oh, sorry. You don't really get any actual control, but they'll offer you this.
Isn't
Go
that
to a
perfect?
concert, but if you want to put on this headset for a little while, we'll talk to. I can't even think of some lame artist out there right now because I don't listen to new music. But I've noticed a lot of weird things going. Speaking of the metaverse that I used to know, Pokemon, there was some guy, I don't know him. He has tattoos on his fucking face. He's everywhere. Can't even tell you his name, but he's apparently a musician.
Tom McDonald, probably.
Who?
Tom McDonald, probably. I guess there's a lot of them out there, but I think Tom McDonald.
White guy.
Long hair.
Does he have the crazy hair?
Like long stringy hair?
Colors?
I mean, let me go look it up and I'll tell you in a minute who it was.
I'm guessing Tom McDonald. You look it up.
But
we're getting ready to hit a break. So
oh, really?
Yeah, we're just like right on top of it. Right on top of it. That's some nice hot break music too. So that brings us to the end of the first hour of the Ironworx right here on Truth Frequency Radio, TFRlive.com. Stick around. Hour number 2 coming up right after this.
Hi, my name is Ella, and I'm 10 years old. I'm one of the millions of children born to parents suffering from the sheeple virus. Symptoms include the inability to think for oneself, the attention span of a goldfish, and a strong belief in government and the mainstream media. It is estimated that 1 out of every 2 children are being raised by parents infected with the sheeple virus. But there is a cure. For as little as 19 cents per day, you can become a TFR supporter and help children like me get their daily dose of truth. Together, we will make sure every child has protection from deception.
Find out. This is about why I say what I say, do what I do. Expression goes, the proof of the pudding's in the eating. We'll find out. We'll find out. Been a long day for y'all. I just finished the last meeting. I made it clear to President Putin. I told him corn pop was a bad dude. Bottom line is, I told President Putin, I got hairy legs. After 2 hours there, we looked at each other like, okay. What next? You've heard me say this before again and again. I'm going to keep saying it. Come on, man. I made it clear. Well, I tell you what, I'm following the rules, man. This is about why I say what I say, do what I do. I did what I came to do. We'll find out. We'll find out. This is about why I say what I say, do what I do. Expression goes, the proof of the pudding's in the eating. We'll find out. We'll find out. Biden said he'd invade Russia. You know, that was a joke. This is not a kumbaya moment. Let's hug and love each other. Folks, look, I caught part of President Putin's press conference. I told him, come on, man. I'm going to keep saying it. Come on, man. And so it was kind of after well, anyway, this is about why I say what I say, do what I do. I did what I came to do. We'll find out. We'll find out. This is about why I say what I say, do what I do. Expression goes, the proof of the pudding's in the eating. We'll find out.
Я думаю, что для всех очевидным является тот факт, что президент Байден, когда конкретно там завтра, послезавтра, это вопрос коллеги на рабочем уровне определяться с составом этих делегаций. Не было никакой вражды действительности, наоборот, что еще происходило. Я думаю, ничего сложного не скажу. Это будет понятно, Торговые отношения, да. Еще говорили о сотрудничестве в Арктике.
This is about why I say what I say, do what I do. I did what I came to do. We'll find out. We'll find out.
This is the Truth Frequency Radio Network.
TFR. Truth Frequency Radio.
Good morning. I'm here. Wake up. Wake up. Wake up. Wake up!
What is dark matter?
Okay, we don't know.
That's great. That's why it's called dark.
It's exactly.
Everyone knows all reputable information comes from random people on the internet. Tell me things, internet. The earth is flat. It's like school. Internet. Wake up!
Dark matter is something we do not know what it is. We believe the dark matter is there, but we have never detected it. Well, what I'm afraid of course, is that there is no dark matter out there.
There was one?
There is no dark matter out there. We need to think really hard.
Hi, this is Alan. I like Ironworx because it's where everybody knows your name, and they're always glad you came.
I love Ironworx with Josh, Walt and Zach. It's like sitting in your front room having a cosy chat with your best friends.
Hi, it's Diva here, and I just want you to know that Ironworx with Josh, Walt and Zach, it's definitely my favourite dose of reality. Come join the family and keep it flat.
Why sleep in when you could get your dose of iron in the morning? Listen to the Ironworx on TFR.
This is Enlightened Dawn. Roses are red, violets are blue. Iron Realm Media is the best on the plane. To this show, I will forever be true. You guys are truly the best, and I love you guys. I'm so thankful to have you in my life.
Do you like listening to space letters from Never a Straight Answer? Then tune in to The Ironworx with Zach, Walter, and Josh. Break clear of the fear on the Ironworx and become an Iron Scout.
And welcome back to hour number 2 of the Ironworx, kicking off right here on Truth Frequency Radio, TFRlive.com, simulcasting across the plane via YouTube, Odyssey, D Live, Facebook, Twitter.
Oh, sorry.
No.
I just put together that Joe Biden thing, dude. That was hilarious.
I was going to ask, yeah, that was just epic. That must be what was playing when we came in, top of the hour. Yes, Robert Page. It was Post Malone. I don't even know who that is. I didn't know who it was. I wasn't playing the game during that time period. In fact, I haven't really played that game in over a year and a half, 2 years. I don't know. The last time you guys heard me talking about it on the show, it's probably the last time I was playing it. So anyway, moving on.
Forgot about his goofy.
So did you see Brandon can't get a job now? From Let's Go Brandon? That race car driver, no sponsors want to sponsor him now.
Really? Interesting.
Yeah. Because of the whole Let's Go Brandon thing. And did you see all these Democrats in CNN places freaking out because that guy called in and said, "Let's go Brandon" to the president? How that's such an outrage and a disgrace to our democracy and this and that. Like, do you guys remember what you were doing when Donald Trump was president? On CNN, you had a Trump doll hanging from a noose. I mean, do you remember any of this?
I don't watch
the actors and actresses. I just saw a video yesterday showing all actors and actresses coming out saying F the president, this and that, yada, yada, yada. I mean, how many of them said things like this on television and all this kind of stuff? Now they have the audacity to say that saying stuff to Joe Biden is just, you can't do that. That's the president. It's just, I don't know. I can't. I mean, I could care less either way who they're making fun of and who's doing it. But, I mean, come on, to say that it's like this outrage and this travesty.
Right. I mean,
who acted? Come on.
The public's going to forget in like another 3 years. By the next round, nobody will remember. And Joe Biden will forget like tomorrow. So
2 seconds from now, like a goldfish, right?
What harm is it, really?
Real quick chat maintenance. It looks like someone may have accidentally timed out David M because I was kind of keeping up with that little line of discussion about computers and don't really see anything wrong with the discussion. So I'm hoping it was an accident. I may have missed something, but yeah, if that was an accident, sorry. If it wasn't, still sorry. I missed it, apparently, whatever happened.
Yeah, they're saying it was an accident.
That's
happens.
what I thought. It happens all the time. Especially if you're listening or trying to do this on the phone. It's, yeah.
Well, it's a sheer numbers game. I mean, when you have 90% of the people, typically 99% of the people as mods in the chat, then odds are somebody's going to accidentally hit the wrong one.
What's the matter? Sorry, the cat decided to climb on the keyboard. So if I type something strange and it gets, there it goes.
And if 17 people get timed out, then sorry.
Yeah, if y'all all get timed out. Rizzo did it. Get down, baby. Okay.
1 star QQQ.
What did she do? Right.
Well,
cat language, whatever that is.
It's the title of the show.
Decipher that. Oh, that's great.
If I could copy and paste, I would do it. All right. Well, I guess we just only had 67 minutes worth of material this morning. Like
all right. Yeah.
Petered out.
Later,
Did you hear Google is no longer the world's most popular website?
There was one?
I did.
There was one? I think Bing took over now. Is that what I read?
I thought it was TikTok.
Is it TikTok?
I'm pretty sure TikTok.
Yeah, I really didn't get too much into the article. I read down and saw Bing somewhere, and then I was like,
Bing is that thing that accidentally comes up when you search on your computer, right? That's all that.
Right. When I hit the wrong home page and my Internet Explorer pops up. What the fuck is it?
So it goes TikTok, Google, Facebook, Microsoft, Apple, Amazon, Netflix, YouTube.
TikTok
Twitter,
was just a way for people to put really stupid videos up in a place. I didn't know it was a search.
It's for parenting. It's parenting. You know, you go do a dance with your kid and you make your kid's life by making a TikTok video, dancing with your children. That's all it is. That's all the Chinese want your information for, I'm sure.
That's so. Yeah, I've never been on TikTok, not once. I must be old.
That's about the only Bing I have in my life.
Yeah. I will say this. Someone I know sends me little videos occasionally from it, and they know me, so they send appropriate stuff for me. And there are apparently a good number of folks using that app to get some interesting things out there. So now I'm not saying that there's an equal ratio of awake folks putting those videos out. I'm sure there's way more. I don't even know what, like you said, kid dance routines or cat videos. I don't know, but I just know that I do get sent a good percentage of really thoughtful thinking, history, hidden history, Tartaria, all kind of stuff out there on that little annoying app. So
So did you guys see the Adidas shoe line that's coming out?
Ooh,
South
no.
Park.
I love Nazi apparel.
Simpson one? No, I'm being stupid. I know what you're talking about. Go.
Yeah, Cartman's design is already out, and I saw that one. So Cartman has his own Adidas, but now they have the new South Park X Adidas NMD R1 V2 Professor Chaos. You know Professor Chaos? Butter's character?
Sounds like somebody's cat stepped on their keyboard.
He took aluminum and put it all over him, and he was Professor Chaos. Well, the shoes look like they have aluminum on them.
I do, because wasn't Cartman Catman or something?
He was the Coon.
The Coon, that's what it was.
The Coon.
You have to finish typing it, and it came up. I want to see the shoes. Oh, wow. That's hideous.
Yeah, isn't it? But that's the new Professor Chaos. Coming $160 for those, Walt. I'm sure you're going to go get in line right now.
Dude, I'm going to get 3 pair.
They have a Kyle and a Kenny and a Cartman. Oh, my goodness. Then they have the most ugliest, even uglier than those, something called the Yeezy Boost. I don't even know who Yeezy is. Is Yeezy a person?
Person, I guess. Oh, there's an Awesome-O shoe, too.
Yeah, Awesome-O was the computer.
Uh-huh. Oh, goodness. Anyway, that's, yeah.
So Kyrie Irving is now playing for the NBA again, unvaccinated, mind you. Seems like there's so many people that have to sit out for COVID that they needed to bring back people that were unvaccinated. But it just goes to show you, I mean, what did they say? That he would never play in the NBA again, right? That's what he was told. If he wasn't vaccinated, he's done his career. He didn't even sit out a season. Not one season.
What a shot.
Yeah, they know who brings in their money, who's paying their paychecks, really. All these owners and people like that. They know who fills the seats. Because one of these people decides not to buy into all the bullshit that's going on, you think that these people are really going to care if he gets another player sick or blah, 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 or any of it? No. This is all political. And Kyrie called their bluff. Sure as shit. He is, I don't even know. Brooklyn has a basketball team?
Sure.
That's crazy.
Why not?
Yeah, I'm out of it. I'm way out of it.
They probably advertise on commercials. I wouldn't fucking know.
But yeah, I mean, stand your ground, folks. There's so many people. I mean, it's already it's no longer up to Joe Biden anymore. The mandates. I think it's a state thing now. Didn't he rescind his mandates, federal mandates, and saying that it's up to the states now? They can do it how they want.
I think it was something that he had said. I don't know that there was any official action taken, but sort of in the public eye, he stated publicly that there was really nothing the federal government could do, I think, along those lines, and did sort of abandon that hill, deciding not to die there.
Oh yeah, because it's against the law. Isn't it wild how if you break the law, it stops right here and now. Whatever you were doing ceases. But when the government breaks the law, you got to take them to court. and force them to stop through other means. It's not just like over and done. Oh, they broke the law, so it's not. No, it doesn't stop. They still get to keep doing what they do until you go to their highest level of court, and then they tell them they have to stop. It's so ass backwards. Oh my goodness, what's with all these shoes? I'm seeing all kinds of stuff for shoes now on Google.
Anytime you say it, it's on there now. There's no getting around it. I mean, it's true. Like we all noticed it at Christmas at the family gathering. We would talk about something, and literally in minutes, it would be on everybody's page they were looking at. Whatever topic it was, there would be 5 ads about whatever, flea control stuff or hair product or whatever we just were talking about 2 minutes before that. It would suddenly be on whoever was scrolling by. They would point it out. Yep, here's the whatever. It's really crazy how quickly that shit happens.
So this is from a day ago, CNET. SpaceX Starship's first trip to space pushed back by the FAA. My goodness. Nah, I thought they already sent this thing up once, didn't they?
I don't.
This is the Starship, the one that's, it almost looks like a bullet with the fins. I thought for sure they sent this off once already. Maybe it didn't do an orbit. They're saying this is its first orbital flight. Okay, so the previous target was December 31st, which would have been today. Now the new target date is February 28th. So about 2 months away. All for, so for issuing its environmental assessment for the first test of, oh, Starship paired with a super heavy booster. I was going to say, I knew they sent this Starship thing up before, but now it's on a super heavy booster. But because its environmental assessment wasn't issued in time, oh my goodness. So they previously conducted several test flights in the upper stage within Earth's atmosphere. Yes, okay. But we've yet to see a super heavy leave the ground. It's the combination of the two that make up the vehicle Musk aims to use to take astronauts back to the surface of the moon and eventually to take humans to Mars. SpaceX did not respond to a request for comment. So I guess it all had something to do with the potential impacts on the environment. Yeah, with all the global warming and everything like that, you know, the seawater is rising and ice shelves melting, and they know that people have the memory span of a goldfish. I think every single year we hear about this Antarctic ice shelf that is melting away. It's like, yeah, no shit, it does this every year. And guess what? In 6 months, when the sun's, you know, shining on the center, it'll all freeze again. But every year they get people's, you know, undies all ruffled up and scrunched up over stuff that happens all the time. Do you guys have that where you look at people and it's like, how do you not remember that?
No, I don't.
Well, I don't
The
know,
random
I don't know
shit that I remember and the random shit that I don't, the way my brain works is so beyond me that I have yet to figure out how best to harness and utilize it. It just seems completely arbitrary and random, the shit that sticks and the shit that doesn't. So when it comes to other people, I don't really be like, oh, how can you not remember that? Fuck. I can lose things in seconds. It will have disappeared from this reality. No idea where it went.
Well, some things I definitely do lose, but Bill Gates saying he's going to lower the population using vaccines and healthcare. I've told, my mom this, showed it to her at least 5 times, at least. And I guarantee if I went and asked her about it today, she would not remember that. You think that's selective memory? Something you really don't want to know so you can just forget it?
Mm-hmm. Probably.
Because that's what it always comes down to is, I don't want to talk about this. This scares me. And that's always how that conversation ends. So can we do that? Just block out something that has been repeated to us multiple times? I don't know. I wonder if there's anything like that I block out.
How would you know?
Yeah, exactly. How would you know?
So we've only got about 5 minutes before we hit our last and final break of the show. I remember a story about Adidas being a Nazi company. So I just did a quick search, and it was a really interesting read. I was really surprised. There was a history there that I was completely unaware of. About 2 cobbler brothers that made shoes. The first to make cleats. They put spikes on the bottom of shoes. They were the first shoe company to make cleats. But they were both very strong Nazi supporters. And then there was a whole thing about the Olympics and them giving Jesse Owens a pair of shoes to run in, and them being a very popular shoe company until sort of being a Nazi was no longer cool. And then it was just sort of a bunch of finger pointing at who the bigger Nazi was, until eventually they had bad blood and they split up the company and divided up the company and basically divided up the whole town where this company was located. You were either for one shoe company or the other shoe company. You were either an Adidas, which was Adolf Dassler's shoe brand, Adi Das. And then the other brother, Rudolf Dassler, went off and started his shoe company called Puma. So you either were a Puma family or an Adidas family in this town. Because like if you were Adidas families couldn't sit down in a Puma family restaurant and get served food. You couldn't buy things as a Puma family if you went into an Adidas family store. There was that sort of division and craziness all between Puma and Adidas. I just thought it was really strange. I didn't realize there was that connection between Puma and Adidas. But yeah, the whole town was completely divided. Until I guess they finally had a soccer match that kind of tamed things down in the 70s. But
over a shoe.
Over a shoe. Yep.
That's retarded.
Isn't that retarded? I remember Adidas being pronounced Adidas.
Mm-hmm.
And I knew there was a story there. So I did not realize the depths to which this story ran. That was really crazy. Blew my mind between Puma and Adidas and these 2 Nazi brothers.
I took a pair of old Adidas Samba Super Suedes. They were blue. And we were sitting at the beach one day on Lake Michigan. And I just took my knife and I started cutting them up. And I made a pair of sandals. And I even stitched a strap around the back end so they wouldn't fall off my feet so easy. Would you believe I had like easy 50 people offer to buy those shoes? They had never seen anything like it. It was just the Samba, and then I cut out, like, because on the Sambas, they're soccer shoes, and they have a thing coming up the middle of the shoe, right where your center toes are. It's not like it just goes around. The leather actually comes up over that and goes all the way up to the laces. So it's like a solid piece. It's easier to kick without being on a lace. You have more control, they say, blah, 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 blah. So I cut out the left and right part of that on each side of that, and then cut out everything in between the Adidas lines, and then took off the whole back half of the shoe. Like the third Adidas line was the ass of the shoe, and then it just went straight down to the heel. And I had so many people offer to buy those shoes. I'll give you $100 for those. And this is back in like 2000.
I remember back.
I always said I was going to sell them to Adidas.
92, 93, when I got my first pair of 3-stripe Adidas and thought I was just so fucking cool.
1994 was mine.
I guess I was always that guy who just couldn't go with the crowd. Always, even in high school, I always had weird shoes that I would find that were.
Yeah, I started playing indoor soccer
really weird.
right around then, so I had
Anybody
to get
remember
my
Turtles?
Yep, I was still all about Umbros and soccer shoes. A lot of my friends were soccer players.
Yep. Umbros.
Let me find my Turtles.
Umbros.
So many of those shorts.
A hoodie, Umbros, and some 3-stripe Adidas, man. That was a fucking uniform back in the day.
Miss those days. There's a song by Bob Dylan. I think it's called Bob Dylan's there's a number to it, Dream.
Cool story, bro.
And yeah, he's just talking about, growing up and remembering his childhood with his buddies and friends, how they thought, these days are going to last forever. These will be my best friends forever. We're going to be together till the day we die. And then realizing, remembering the day where he realized that none of that was going to happen.
That's good shit, though.
Yeah.
All right. Fourth and final segment of the Ironworx coming up right after this.
Social problems be kind of like professional disasters. Mm-hmm. So, for example, if I know that I've been late a few times, in a social sense, and I'm like, oh, it's fine. Oh, I'll arrive late. Mm-hmm. I gotta make an entrance, and you're used to that in a social setting. And people have said, "Hey, Jabari, don't be late, man." You're like, all right, no problem. I'll show to the party on town next time. Yeah. That social issue becomes a professional disaster, because if you're late in that social sense, when you're late as a professional, you can miss out on an opportunity. People will see that you're coming in late, so they may limit the recommendations they have for other people for you towards other people, and then it just doesn't show good for your brand. So to circumvent that, it's find out what your social problems are, so to speak. What do you do, maybe internally or with friends, that people have told you that's a problem, and fix it there, so that it doesn't affect you and become a professional disaster.
Extendivite is more than just a heart tonic. Do you have any of these symptoms? Night cramps in the hands and feet. Your arms and legs often go to sleep. On short walks, do your legs get aches and pains? Is your memory worse than it used to be? Ankles that swell late in the day? Has your blood pressure increased lately? If you answered yes to even one of these questions, you may have early warning signs of arterial blockages. Your body is saying that it is time to take Extendivite. These are not the normal signs of aging. They are the warning signs that accompany blocked arteries. Get your Extendivite today. Extendivite is available in capsule or liquid form for just $69.95 for a 2-month supply. To get started, call 1-877-928-8822. That's 1-877-928-8822, or visit heartdrop.com.
Extend your life with Extendivite.
We exist in the security and comfort of our worlds. Paved paths, lights, and manicured lawns give us peace of mind that our world has been tamed, and we are its master. But other worlds exist on the edge of our sight. On the edge of our awareness, the shadows move. The woods is filled with the unblinking eyes of the nightmares our ancestors warned us about. Some of us have stumbled into these forgotten realms, whether on purpose or completely by surprise. I'm Brent Thomas. Join us on the Paranormal Portal Friday and Saturday nights from 10 p.m. to midnight Pacific Standard Time as we journey into the world of the paranormal phenomena.
Enter the paranormal portal if you dare. Real people, real radio.
Initiating the truth frequency.
This is Truth Frequency Radio.
And welcome back. Sorry, I'm a little slow on the draw for this fourth and final segment of the Ironworx right here on Truth Frequency Radio, TFRlive.com. Forgive me. David and M and I were on a smoke break. My reflexes just aren't what they used to be. Shout out to David M for the super chat. Much appreciated.
And I saw one up there a little bit from that flat fellow, Tommy.
What's up, Tommy?
Thank you for the sunglasses.
Absolutely. I haven't been back to chat. I've been looking for those damn shoes this whole break, and I can't find them, so I gave up. Anyway, I didn't even go get coffee like I planned on doing.
I smoke. I manage to smoke every single break this show, but I've only smoked one cigarette.
You're doing pretty good then.
Joy of those American spirits. It's the reason I like them. They tend to burn a lot longer.
So, did you hear about this, Walt?
I don't know.
Ted Nugent rails against Rock Hall of Fame for inducting Patti Smith, Grandmaster Flash, and Madonna.
Are you kidding?
The Rock and Roll Hall of Fame has Madonna.
You know, when I think rock and roll, the first thing that comes to mind is Grandmaster.
Right.
And ABBA, right?
Oh.
Yeah. Now they're saying one thing that probably all sides of a divided nation can agree on: Ted Nugent, for better or worse, is almost certainly never getting into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Why?
Why?
Yeah, I wouldn't agree with that. Why
Since
would
he was like in an amazing band in the early 70s called the Amboy Dukes before he was ever a dude named Ted Nugent? Is it possible that would have been enough to get him there? I think so, but you probably guys don't even know that old stuff like I do.
The thought of a pioneering hip-hop artist in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame so upsets him that the interview published on KNAC.com, Ted Nugent says it's tantamount to urinating on the graves of rock's original pioneers. And this is quoted right here, what a middle finger to the real heroes of rock and roll and rhythm and blues to put in those other people. Grandmaster Flash? ? Really? Why don't we go down to Chuck Berry's grave and piss on it?
Oh, Ted.
Insisting that it's nothing personal, Nugent says, I'm not angry that I'm not in there because I'm having so much fun that it's stupid. But he asked, why isn't a band like Triumph in there? But Grandmaster Flash is? That's just dishonest. Why are Patti Smith, ABBA, and Madonna in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, but not Styx? Are you kidding me? You can
Now
only
wait, let me talking shit about ABBA, man. They rock.
You can only explain that it is that the people who made those decisions are just plain rotten people. The Rock and Roll Hall of Fame should genuflect to Chuck Berry, Bo Diddley, Howlin' Wolf, Muddy Waters, and the Funk Brothers. How dare you put Grandmaster Flash, ABBA, and Madonna in that? Yeah, I could say that he's not down with what's going on. Wow. Okay, now it starts getting into Fauci and stuff down here in the article. I didn't even see this.
Only
okay,
imagine.
Nugent's his disdain for democratic politicians and entertainers who fail to take as rightward a stance as his inevitably comes up through. That's horrible writing. He cites Kiss, Gene Simmons as someone I love immensely as one of the true great musical entrepreneurs of all time. But also my critical thinking responsibility must address that he dropped his independent thinking intellectual ball when he sided with the illegal, unfounded, tyrannical decree from punks like Fauci and Joe Biden regarding mass and experimental shots.
Boom!
When he has always stood up for his mother who survived Auschwitz. He defied the truth, logic, and common sense of the Nuremberg trials. So, Gene, I love you. I can help you because you had a hiccup. Wow. And then he goes on to talk about Kyle Rittenhouse, some veteran in a Purple Heart. Yeah, if you want to read the whole article, it looks like it's got some more juicy quotes from Ted Nugent. That's by Variety. It was from yesterday, December 30th. So yeah, go check out that article if you're a Nugent fan. He dropped some more bombs down there. And he's always been controversial, but really Rock and Roll Hall of Fame should have nothing to do with politics. I agree. And putting Madonna, when was Madonna ever considered rock and roll? Ever. Has she ever had an album that was considered rock? I don't think so. I'm almost not sure if, I mean, is alternative, it's still alternative rock, right? It's a type of rock and roll. It's mostly blues chords. I mean, that's what rock is the blues just sped up.
Well, she came out kind of like at the same time as Cyndi Lauper, where it was cool to be the rocker chick, but they just put out pop music. They certainly were not rock musicians. They were popular musicians.
Yeah, it seems
technically she's a really shitty singer. I'm just saying.
Yeah, she wasn't, her voice isn't that great. But she never really sang with soul. Maybe that one, no, she didn't even really sing with soul in that one. I don't know. That one where she's like the statue starts crying blood, the statue of Mary and all that. But when I think about it, she's really not singing like.
I don't think I've ever watched a Madonna video enough to even know what you're talking about.
Yeah, it was back in the 90s, 94, somewhere right around there when MTV died. That was one of the videos that killed MTV. All the parents started an uproar because she was showing so much breasts. Not Madonna.
I'm laughing at Vivid and this 420 and Mad Pie Man. They're having quite the conversation about Madonna. I'm sorry, Madonna.
But yeah, I'm going to have to side with Ted Nugent on this one. I think Ted should be in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
Let's crank up Great White Buffalo as we go out. That's all I got to say.
Yeah, my buddy saw him. I never got to see Nugent, but they say he puts on one of the most amazing shows. He'll come out riding a white buffalo and then shoots a flaming arrow into something and lights it on fire. And he said after their first break, there's like a 15-foot, 10-foot speaker, just a huge speaker behind the drummer or whatnot, just this huge thing. And he came flying over the top of that, not like jumping off of it, but sprung over it somehow and landed on the stage. He said the guy, music aside, the show alone was just amazing. But yeah, definitely someone who I thought should have been in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
I never got to see him live. My good friend Robert McCarty did there in high school and brought me back a dollar bill signed by Mr. Nugent, which I think I still have somewhere. And started me on a long line of getting real dollar bills signed by bands anytime I met them. I have a few.
Yeah, Ted's been, he kind of lives almost off grid, doesn't he? I think he has land up in Michigan, maybe Minnesota. I know he has a big thing, and he hunts all of his meat that he eats and grows all of his own food. Now, I mean, as far as truthers go, that's somebody who gets it, you know? When it comes to your health and stuff like that, you can't be much healthier than that. Growing everything you eat or killing it yourself. So yeah, there's a lot of people, you know, that think he's a nut job crazy wacko, but hey, you know, I think he's
You can be
looking
that
at it
and
through
right.
conspiracy eyes. Yeah, exactly. But yeah, I hear he's a really good guy in person. I've known a guy who actually got to sit down with him, not like at a dinner or anything, but at some kind of banquet, and got to chat with him for a few minutes. Got his picture taken with him and it signed and everything. But he said he's just a real person. You know, he doesn't get all dressed to the nines anymore for functions and stuff like that. He'll show up in a Canadian tuxedo. If you don't know what that is, it's a jean jacket and jeans. Stuff like that. Yeah, I don't know. It'd be someone that I think I'd like to hang out with. But then again, he is, I don't know. You think Ted's part of the club? Being as big as he got and everything, do you think he would have to be part of the club?
They all are. Right? Isn't that how it works?
Most likely. I bet if you're being played on the radio, yeah, you probably had to gargle some mouthwash one time or another. Just saying. Did you see Joe Rogan's podcast is no longer the #1 podcast? Did you hear about this? It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia crew is the most listened to podcast now.
I did not.
I didn't even know they had a podcast.
No, they had one. Nope.
And they're doing some funny stuff on that show. This whole left agenda thing, I love the way they're going about it. Because they have, you know, Mac, he's the guy who, I think he writes for the show or something. He's like one of the head guys who started it. But he's like the super left, LGBTQ, this and that, identity, this and that, blah, 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 blah. But the rest of them can't stand him and are just trying to get him to shut up about his identity and this and that and blah, 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 blah. It's, they're kind of making fun of it while still somewhat promoting it, in jest. It's genius. And then with the whole mask thing, Dan DeVito goes and walks into is it a liquor store or a porn shop, something like that. And he had his mask down around his chin, right? And he walks in, and the guy sitting behind the counter has his mask down around his chin. And the guy, you can't see Danny DeVito because he's so short over the counter. He's like, "Oh, hey, man, you can't come in without a mask on." And he lifts his head up and shows him his chin. He's like, "No, look, I got it on." He's like, "Oh, okay, you're fine." So yeah, they're making fun of all this stuff and getting away with it. And they're considered like left wing, but yet they're ripping on it at the same time. It's comedic geniuses. Some of those people on that show. I still haven't gone back and watched the Maintenance Walt or the Matrix Walt. I realized that people were telling me about it, and I was like, wow, I didn't even know that. I was probably doing something while I was watching it, and didn't really watch it all that well. Like watch when fight scenes and stuff like that came up. Right. So yeah, I think it was my mom. She was telling me parts of the story. I was like, really? I was like, wow, I didn't watch that at all then.
Yeah. So, I need to go back and watch them, I guess, before I see the new one.
Did you hear that the original ones were all about the transgender movement? The very first Matrix?
Well, I mean, didn't the
brothers become sisters?
And then
androgynous, yeah. That's right. The Wachowski brothers to the Wachowski sisters to just the Wachowskis. And now it's something completely different.
Now it's just one of them. Yeah. They're not even together.
Uh-huh.
Or something. I'm not really. Yeah.
I've heard that the new one is sort of the anti response to the first three. It's like everything was done to be sort of the antithesis of the original. So it's like the same, it's all skewed. And from the little bit of the previews, it makes sense. Just the feeling I get watching it is not the same feeling I got having watched the first three. Didn't particularly care for the second or the third, but second was better than the third, but it's whatever. But this one just seemed different, and that makes a lot of sense than the idea that it's the antithesis of the first trilogy.
Yeah. I haven't really cared for too many new movies at all. I thought that Venom Part 2, I never read the comics, so I don't get upset when they don't follow them. But I thought it was funny. It was pretty funny. It made me go back and watch the first one because I had never seen the first one. And they spin it to where Venom's not really a bad guy,
Okay.
Venom's the good guy.
And I definitely have to see them because I've never seen them either. I read the books back in the 90s as he was being created, him and Carnage. They were quite late to the game.
Yeah, Carnage is bad, and he's in the second one. And they got some good actors that are in there and stuff like that. And there wasn't any of the super left-wing agenda being pushed, which was nice. I think they're realizing that, hey, we're not making money doing this. I don't know.
Our buddy Tommy's telling us to check out the Belko experiment. And that's all I'm going to say. No spoilers.
I think I've seen that movie. I'm pretty sure I have. When I say I've seen it, that's a pretty loose interpretation of the phrase. I think I was present in the room while it was being watched.
While it was on? I do that a lot, actually.
I went back and I watched Jacob's Ladder. I had seen it before.
Okay.
It's
Which
so
one?
messed up.
Which one?
I got to watch it like again and again and again, I think. Yeah, I got to the end and I was like, what?
Shh. Some people may not have seen the movie, so don't spoil it. Truly,
It's from
to
the
me
night.
that movie had like a whole lot of layers, and if you at that time that I saw it, I had been doing a lot of like really deep esoteric metaphysical reading, and I had actually read some Eckhart and just different things that when I watched that movie probably hit me a whole different way than it did the general public that just saw a terror movie, a horror movie with a lot of weird scenes in it.
So
there was a lot of so what are angels and what are demons and what the fuck? Yeah, there's a lot of layers to that movie. I need to see it again.
And I don't want to give anything away, but what was reality?
Don't.
What was reality?
What?
That's my question. In the movie, which scenario was reality?
Exactly. Which was?
Do they ever say? Because I watched it and then I watched the end again and I was still like, wait a minute, what?
Right.
Maybe I'll have to pay even closer attention.
What time is it? Okay, we'll talk about it in about 8 minutes.
8 minutes.
Yeah.
But yeah, go watch that movie, folks. It's wild. And it's about the government experimenting on the military personnel and trying out new things and this and that and yada yada yada.
Or was it?
Or was it?
Yeah, it's crazy.
And for all of you Tenacious D fans, Kyle Gass is actually in that movie for a very brief few minutes.
Really?
Yes,
I think
sir.
I do vaguely remember.
He definitely is. Before he was anybody.
Wasn't he one of the first people they contacted from his unit?
No. I thought when I found out, okay, so years later, when I found out Kyle was in the movie, that's the exact character I thought he was. Then I went and watched it again, and it was like, oh no, I know that actor. He's in another movie I like a lot. No, he's just a random guy. I mean, I could tell you the scene he's in. It won't really mess anything up. When Jacob is running the fever, and his wife and the neighbors put him in the bathtub full of ice to hold him down and break his fever. Kyle is one of the guys that's helping that situation.
Okay. All right. I got you now. I can vaguely remember seeing him in the doorway of the bathroom or something.
Yep, that's it, in that bathroom scene. Yep.
And see, that's the random shit my brain holds on to.
Exactly.
And that's what amazes my wife, that I can be in a room while a movie is playing and pick up shit like that. But again, I can forget my dad's 80th birthday.
What's up, Austin, in the house, brother? Legend. My brother.
Definitely.
Flatlanica.
Yeah.
Austin will be there. Flagler Beach, Florida, if you're in the area. There's going to be some really cool people. I know Brian's already down there hanging out. He's making videos already. So if you're around the Florida, I'm not even sure where Flagler Beach is, like close to what major metropolis. If you could drop that in chat, awesome. Austin.
Awesome.
Yeah, it is. It's so good having you back, Walt. This has been
it was a blast. Damn, it's almost over too.
Crazy.
Man, to say it flew by is not even. Yeah.
minutes.
Zulu's already down there. There's quite a few people already down there.
Out near Dayton, according to Ben Flat.
Okay. Yeah, Bob and Cammie were going to go, but they got a hot tub instead.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I'm going to finish up pretty and head up down there.
Daytona, not Dayton. Daytona.
Daytona. Starts at 10:30 a.m. at the Golden Lions Club. If you're in the area, go hang out with some really awesome people. I wish I could be there, but I don't do the ocean. Sorry, everybody.
It won't get you, man.
Famous last
I've
words.
had those dreams too, Zach.
Famous last words, Zach.
I know.
Yep.
I've had those same dreams.
I told David Weiss about my dream, and he was like, yeah, your odds are probably like 50-50. I understand.
What you have to realize is when those waves finally do show up in the distance, there's really no hiding unless you're right on the perfect side of a mountain somewhere.
Hey, I'm
You pretty
800
good
feet
on a
up
mountain?
elevation, baby. I'm good. Remember the old Navy maps that said you had to be above 430 feet elevation for the sea rise levels in 20 years? This is back in 2000. So right now, everything that's 400 feet above sea level should be underwater, according to their maps that they were drawing back in the day. Yeah, look how that all panned out, folks. Obama's buying beachfront property. But yet he's worried about sea level rise. Come on.
Holy cow.
Love you guys.
Love you guys. We shall see you next week. Brand new month. Happy new month, everybody. We will see you on Tuesday for another exciting episode of the Ironworx right here on Truth Frequency Radio, TFRlive.com. Be good. Be well. Think well. Be loved. Bye-bye.
Censorship and regulation.